So the story begins and we are shown a house called Marrowbone. It was empty for a long time, but now, every day Marrowbone came here with her kids. Her kids were very scared, as if something bad happened to them in the past. The younger son Sam asks his mom, "Will he come here?" Her mom replies, "No, he can't come here. We will all be happy and safe here." They all go out to visit this village, where they meet a girl named Ellie. Ellie had become her friend. She took her to the whole village and met her in the middle. Her days were going well, but unfortunately, Rose was not well. One day she called Jack to her and told him to take care of her other siblings and never stay away from them, after which she died pointing towards a letter. Jack, her elder son, was not dead. He now calls his siblings and reads the letter from his mom to that you all should always be together and until Jack turns 21 my death should not be known because in USA no one can live without a guardian and the age of a guardian is never less than 21 years. This time Jack's age was less than 21 years. People promise to live together in front of their mom without telling anyone. They do their mom's funeral alone. And then their life starts again. Everything was going normal, but one day when Jack's sister was sitting in the room, suddenly someone attacks her with a gun. Thank God the bullet hit the glass and stopped, otherwise she would have died. She got scared and called her siblings. Jack turns around and sees the scene. She would see many things in the mirror, so to reduce her fear, they all covered all the mirrors to hide the news of her mom's death. They all hide in their homes. Jack goes out only when needed now. No one should suspect that her mom is dead, so he often brought her medicines from the pharmacy, after which we see that he has gone to a library where Ellie works. They both have started to like each other a lot. Ellie also gives Jack a book because she knows his younger brother Sam is studying at home. Anyway, Jack gets busy with his book reading, and we see that Annie has a lawyer. This lawyer likes Annie a lot, but Annie doesn't like him. Jack also saw this lawyer here. He says to Jack that you guys had applied for the Bon Mare house. His process is just about to be completed. For this work, you need $200 fees and I need some signatures from your mom. So I will come to your house tomorrow. As soon as he heard about mom, he got scared. No, mom is ill. You do one thing. Give me the documents. I'll get them signed myself. But the lawyer was sure that he would come to his house tomorrow. After coming home, he tells all these troubles to his other bad brothers that tomorrow the lawyer is coming to his house. And if he comes here, he will know the truth of Rose's death. Also, he doesn't have $200, which he has to pay to get this house named after him. They were very worried that Jack's other brother gets an idea that why not he take money out of his secret box. Her sister got scared and said, "No, we won't open that box. It's possible that the box is cursed." But they needed it a lot right now. So they go to their house and steal the box from a shop. It's surprising that they had money in it as per their expectation. They didn't even take $200 from it. All their problems were solved. They paint their house so that the lawyer feels everything is normal. After a long time, they wash their clothes and hang them. And they set the table outside the house for the lawyer. So that he didn't come in and ask about his mom. He had already told just Fakira. After having a formal conversation with the lawyer, he gives the documents to the lawyer and Jack on which his mom's signature was required. He says, "Let's meet your mom now. We will ask her how she is and take her signature." But Jack says, "No, you can't go to her. She is very sick." He came in with the documents where his sister had been practicing to make fake signatures for a long time. Meanwhile, Jack's sister says the signature on the documents that it starts raining outside. The lawyer gets up and comes inside and thinks, "I'm already inside, so I'll meet Jack's mom." When he was lying down in Jack's mom's room, he noticed that all the windows in the house were closed. After listening to the art of the opening, Jack also realizes that the lawyer is coming inside. He meets his siblings and acts as if he's talking to his mom and comes out of the room quickly. As the lawyer wanted to go inside, Jack says, "No, you can't go inside. Mom is very hyper." Now pleased that he was quiet, the lawyer didn't care much. He got his signature and money, but he left. After their plan was successful, all the brothers and sisters went to a party. They played games. While playing games, their dice fell from there. When Sam went to pick it up, he got another dice. When he picked up the second dice, suddenly the cloth fell in front of him. He saw a ghost shadow in it. He started screaming. Jack and everyone came there. Jack tells all his siblings to go hide in the tent. This tent was made for him to play. He notices that the ceiling above the glass was breaking. He looks inside the ceiling. There was a ghost there. He fell down and fainted. He came to his senses and found himself inside the tent. His sister told him that we took the money and did wrong. "I was telling you that we shouldn't take that money. I know this ghost has come to take back his money." So the next day, Jack's brother goes to his roof and throws all that money into the ceiling. We see Ellie, who was getting ready to go to the library, who finds a lawn on the way, who gives her a lift to go to the library. On the way, he was talking to Ellie about Jack's family, that it is a very strange family. Neither does it meet anyone, nor does it talk. His siblings don't even leave the house, and they have all the windows of the house covered. I have heard that his dad was a serial killer. After hearing all this, Ellie says, we shouldn't care about this. This is their life and their personal matter. Anyway, the next day we see that Jack and Ellie both met by the sea. Here Ellie asks Jack, I have heard that your dad was a criminal, a serial killer. As soon as he heard this, Jack got up. He tells Ellie, don't talk about that man. He tortured us so much. You don't know. Ellie thinks that he has disturbed Jack. So, she relaxes Jack and gets jealous seeing all this, and this time Jack goes home, and as soon as he got home, he locked himself in his room. His younger brother, who wanted to go to his mom's room for a long time, he stole keys from his mom's room and went to her room. He sees his family photo here and remembers his mom's things by touching them. After that he wanted to see outside the window, for which he falls down as he climbs a stone. Here, the cloth fell down from the mirror. He was scared of looking in the mirror, so he rolled the cloth over himself. And when he looked in the mirror with one eye, he saw himself very big. He screamed loudly, and then the scene was cut here. We see that these four brothers are sitting together. Jack's sister tells him what was in Sam's mom's room. As soon as he went there, the cloth fell off on the mirror. And I think he's doing all this. We have to take that ghost to the end. Through their words, we came to know that the ghost they were talking about for so long was not anyone else but their father. That serial killer had reached here from England to kill his own children. He had shot his daughter, but that day, Jack's sister survived. To save her life, they all locked their father in the ceiling. They thought he was dead. Jack's sister says that we should have their funeral, then their ghost will not bother us. Here the scene's doctor tells us that the lawyer got an offer from a law firm in New York, in which he was made the shareholder of the law firm in exchange of $5,000. This was a very good news, but the problem is that he did not have $5,000. Where did he get so much money from? That's when he gets his eye on the newspaper, in which a news was written that Jack's dad, a serial killer, ran away with $10,000 from jail. Now he was a lawyer himself. While mixing the two, he remembered how Jack gave him $200 in cash. Jack's dad must have come to him and he was given $200 out of it. He thinks that if he goes and blackmails Jack, he can get $5,000 out of the $10,000 stolen from this amount. Thinking this, he goes to Jack's house and tells him, I want your dad to be a serial killer. He stole $10,000 from jail and ran away, and I also know that you gave me $200 out of the money you have. I also know that you have signed fake signatures of your mom. If you want to settle all these cases, then give me $5,000 easily. I won't say anything to you. Otherwise, I will tell everyone your truth. But all of them together threw the money box on the ceiling. To take it, they had to go to the ceiling. But how did they go there? There was their dad's ghost. These people could have come into a big problem if they didn't give the money to that lawyer. Anyway, everyone goes to sleep because it's nighttime. But Jack's second brother doesn't sleep. He climbs up the roof of his house without telling anyone. He wanted to get money from the ceiling. He was doing the same thing in fear. He turns on a lighter and starts looking for the money box. Before getting the money box, he sees a lot of dead animals. It felt like someone had hunted these special animals. Seeing all this, he found the money box. As soon as he picked up the box, he found out that someone was far away. He showed himself in the light and was about to show his face. But while he was still alive, the boy started climbing up the rope to get out of here. But now that entity caught the rope to stop the boy. To save his life, he gives him all the money. But when that entity does not leave the rope, then the boy is forced to cut the rope and save his life. The scene cut shows us that Jack was unconscious when he regained consciousness. So he saw that his body was in a lot of pain. Along with that, his younger sister was carrying his brother's bag. These people were very scared. They said to Jack, our dad, he is not dead. He is still alive in the ceiling. He drinks the rainwater and hunts the animals. He eats them and he is alive. As soon as he heard his dad's name, Jack was getting scared. Jack's younger sister was scared that what he should do now. His two brothers were in a bad condition. He had no other option but to tell the truth to Ellie. And now, she was a very helpful person. She used to call Annie to meet her on the beach. When Annie came there, she didn't meet anyone there except for a diary. This is our story. This book tells that first Jank and his whole family lived in England, where his dad tortured him a lot. He was a psycho and became a serial killer. He wanted to kill his children too. His mom Rose brought him to this old mansion to save his life. The story goes on in flashback and we are shown the scene when their dad attacked Jack's sister. Jack's sister got scared when she saw this. She called Jack here. Jack got scared when he saw his dad, but he was responsible for his siblings. He tells the three of them to hide in the ceiling and goes to deal with his dad alone. Actually, Jack's mom had brought money from her husband's stolen money so that their children's future could be secure. Jack tells his dad, "And leave our lives with dignity, we won't say a word," but that man was a serial killer. How could he leave his life like that? He attacks Jack here. Before he kills Jack, he stabs the knife in Jack's hand in his father's throat, but sadly, his father didn't die from this attack. After a while, he stood up and started chasing Jack. Jack, who thought his father died, wanted to run away and go home. His dad comes after him and pushes him down a hill. As soon as he falls down, he gets injured and fainted. When his dad goes back to his house, this time, instead of the door, he goes into his house through the chimney. As soon as he goes, he first gets hold of his 3 children. To kill them, he was about to attack them. On the other hand, we see that Jack also regained consciousness. He quickly runs towards his house to save his siblings. And the scene is now cut, so the present is shifted to the present. In the present, we see that the lawyer came to Jack's house to take money from Jack, but he didn't find anyone at home. Where would they have gone? The lawyer didn't care about this. He just wanted money, for which he first checks Rose's room. And here he finds out that Rose is dead. And these people make a drama of Rose's life. While searching for money, he came up to the Atari. Where he goes, he sees that the Atari room is sealed with bricks. He understood that they must have kept the money here. He breaks this Atari with a hammer, and inside, we see the corpses of 3 people. These 3 people were no one else but Jack's 3 siblings. And here, the biggest twist in the story is revealed, that when his dad came to this Atari that day, he killed his 3 children as soon as he came. The lawyer was also shocked to see this. The story goes back in flashback, and we see that Jack also knew this, that his dad killed his 3 siblings. He also knew that his dad is still upstairs and waiting for him. That's why he sealed the Atari's room. He didn't kill his siblings because he wanted to live with his siblings and his memories. He had a multi-personality disorder, because of which he would become his own sister, sometimes his second brother, so sometimes Sam. He covered all the mirrors of the house so that his illusion doesn't break. If he looked in the mirror, he would know that it was actually Jack. In simple words, he had put this thing in his mind that his brother's sister is still alive. There was also another way for Jack's dad to get out. Jack had also stopped him. Now let's cut the scene and see Ellie, who has read all this book. In this, Jack actually wrote his story and told Ellie. As soon as she reads all this story, she goes to Jack's house, where she sees that Jack was talking like his sister. She got some other calls from Jack's house. When she checked, she found out that the lawyer was at his house. To check this, she goes up to the Atari, and seeing the view there, she was also shocked. There were 3 corpses lying there, which were Jack's siblings, and the lawyer who fought with life and death. As he goes inside, the Atari door closes, and he sees Jack's dad alive, who is a serial killer who attacks him to make him sick. Ellie screams and calls Jack. She was asking for help, but Jack was afraid to come to the station. Jack is afraid of coming to the station, but he is not his brother. He is an alien, and he considers himself as his younger brother Bill. Ellie understands that Jack is imagining himself as his other brother. That's why she says, "Bill, help me." And Bill attacks his dad to help him and kills him, which saves Ellie's life. After the scene got cut, we get a scene from a very long time ago. Now we got to know that Ellie married Jack. She lived with him and was getting him treated. Dr. Yahanani is given some medicines for Jack, but Ellie doesn't do that, and Ellie is advised to leave that crazy man. In a while, we get to know the truth, that the medicines that the doctor gave to her, those medicines don't give Jack to her till date, because Jack's illusions don't want to end his imaginations, in which his siblings are there. Just like Jack is happy, she wants to be with him, because she loves Jack a lot. And by showing these 2 together, this movie ends here.